there is joy in Yahushua, there is joy in my Master and King. There is joy in my spirit, there is joy in an instant. You give me joy when I can praise you and sing. Glory, hallelujah, glory, hallelujah, Yeshua, yeah, give me joy. There is joy with the Father, there is joy like no other. It's joy in the Redeemer of my soul. There is joy in my spirit, there is joy in an instant. Give me joy that never grows old. Glory, hallelujah, glory, hallelujah, Yeshua, yeah, you give me joy. There is joy in Yahushua, there is joy, my Master and King. There is joy with the Father, there is joy in Yahuwah. You give me joy when I can praise you and sing, yeah. Glory, hallelujah, glory, hallelujah, Yeshua, yeah, give me joy.
Hi everybody, my name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah YouTube channel. We are the Yahuwah and the Torah.net website. And our family is your family is our family. And we thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are just this little family that is hanging out in the middle of a jungle in South America. And we are Yah-loving, Torah-loving, Yahushua-loving people. And for those who do not know who Yahushua is, that is Jesus the Christ. There were no J's in Hebrew. Those who do not know who Yahuwah is, that is who we call God. That is the name I am that I am, and it is a different name than most people ever hear before. And so a lot of people jump onto this Shabbat channel and they hear things they've never ever heard before. And that's what you will find on this channel, things you will never ever hear. And this morning, as I was looking at some of my readings this morning, I was just doing a little bit of Psalms reading. And you know, the very first chapter of Psalms, it talks about what the theme of Scriptures is, from the front of the cover to the end of the cover. And it's about obedience to our Creator. And when you mention obedience to our Creator, everybody shuts up. Everybody doesn't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that. And you have all these different religions out there that obedience to our Creator is not something that is a theme. It's not something that they choose. It's not something that they even want to do. Because when you have obedience to our Creator, you start to understand that in Leviticus 11, there is a dietary law. There's a law that all of a sudden we have a set of we are not to eat certain foods, we're to eat certain foods, and there's some food that's okay and some food that's not okay. And most people enjoy their BLTs, their bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches, and they love their pork chops, and they love all this. And I always bring pork up because it seems to be the Christian conundrum where that is something they cannot get through and they cannot get over. And when you mention to folks that, guys, our Creator says not to eat it, not because he doesn't want you to eat tasty things, because if that was the case, he would get rid of sugar. There'd be a law for no sugar. But he doesn't want you to eat it because it's dangerous to you. It will hurt you. And so when we are talking about the obedience to our Creator, keeping the Shabbat where we are right now, that is the beginning of it. Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, that is the beginning of it. And we hope that you guys will have a great listen, a great read with us as we are reading along with you. Cade, will you open us up in prayer, please?
Firstly, Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the sun that came up again once again, that you brought us all together as a family once again after a week of work, a week of trials, a week of tribulations. I ask that for your blessing in your Ruach HaKodesh and all the people with us, all the people around us, all the people that end up listening to this, that Ruach HaKodesh flows through their spirits, that you give them vision to see what your word has to say, that you bring the people that are lost, your lost sheep, that you bring them back to the Torah, that if this video is for them to see the video, that it is blessed for them, that it starts the Ruach HaKodesh in their soul, that it stirs up their spirit to follow your commands. We ask that your day is blessed, that the day you have sanctified, you said, keep this day Kodesh. We ask that it is Kodesh, that it is not profane, and that we are able to make the most of this day by reading your word today with this family. I thank you for all in Yoshua's name. Amen.
Amen. All right, Eli, will you read the Shema for us, my good fella?
Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your being, with all your might. And these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart. And you shall impress them upon your children. You shall speak to them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. And shall bind them as a sign in your hand, and they shall be as frontlet between your write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates.
Yep. And so there we have, guys, kind of a entry motto unto this, that our Elohim is one. And there is the doctrine of the Trinity out there. And again, that's the things that there's certain programming that when we grew up in Christianity, we were all, we were programmed, essentially. We were programmed contrary to what scriptures have to say. And when we are trying to seek the kingdom path, we're trying to undo a lot of the programming and a lot of the things that we have grown up with and have heard. And so, Mr. Cole, who do we have in the chat?
We have Brother Glenn, Brother Jeremy, Don T. Let's see, we have Joanna, Jeannie Out of This World, Zachariah Z, Rianne, Damon, Sylvia, and I think that's everybody for now.
Okay. All right, fam. That is all the fam that we need, and we really, really appreciate all of you. And for all of you that come up in the future, I know that Carla and Joey will be watching this. Much love to you, sis, in the future. And anybody else that we miss right now, there are usually 150 or 160 of you guys out there, so the live stuff doesn't really catch it, but it does catch it later. So our greetings to everybody out there. And we will begin reading the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. And the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator are a wonderful thing. They are things that you will have your life enhanced with. Your families will be enhanced. Your walk with our Creator will greatly be enhanced. It is a lot like doing what your parents say to you. You know the families out there where they have the kids that are the rebels, and the families are always fighting the rebels on that. That's what our Creator has as well. He has a whole bunch of kids that He has designed in a perfect fashion, that He has counted the number of hairs on their head. He knows them intimately. He has designed them intimately. He breathed into them the Ruach HaKodesh, breathed into them the breath of life, and it is something that we have that our Creator has given to us, and it's perfection. And all He says for us to do is to obey my laws, statutes, and commands. He says, I will be your Elohim. I will be your leader, and you will be my people. And there's no greater thing out there than if you are the child of the Most High. And all these separate religions out there, everybody, they have these things where you can raise your hand at 8 years old, you can say a prayer, you can do what you want to do, and everybody thinks that's the road to salvation, when it's very, very clear that in scriptures, the road to salvation is a 2-laned highway that you need both of your vehicles on. Both of the vehicles, the very first vehicle is the laws, statutes, and commandments, which we're just about to go over. That is a must. You must have it. Messiah says that those who are lawless, those who are without these commandments, hear 7 words: depart from me, ye who work lawlessness. And so the other part of the road is that we have the faith of Messiah Yahushua. That is, again, Jesus the Christ. It is our King. It is our Savior. It is the one who came and walked the Torah perfectly, so that we are able to understand that it is possible to do and that we can come to obedience. And there's nobody perfect around us. There's nobody perfect. Even keeping Torah, you're not going to be perfect. And that's not what keeping Torah is about. It's not saying that you are holier than somebody else or look at me, I am doing something. We are doing what our Creator has asked us to do. And when you talk to the majority of the world out there, the first thing when you talk about commands, they say Paul says. And that's how they begin. Well, Paul says this. Well, Paul says this. Paul is a guy at the very end of Scriptures that if you are unstudied in this, you're going to fall astray. But you have the entire majority of Scriptures from Genesis all the way to John, that the theme of the Scriptures is obedience to our Creator. That if you will fall in line with our Creator, He will fall in line with you. The kingdom road is out there for everybody. And as I talk to a lot of the different prisoners that are out there, I have a little pen pal thing that I do with a ton of prisoners, and I've been getting just a lot of Scriptures talking to these guys. A lot of these guys are now what I consider family, and they're very, very nice guys. A lot of bad mistakes and did some bad stuff, and now they are out there and they are looking for their Creator. They're in a place of darkness, and what I tell them all, it does not matter what they did to end up where they are at. All that matters is that they are able to find the road to the kingdom path. And a lot of these guys in prisons are able to see the truth, where all the people on the side are stuck. They're stuck, and they will never ever seek this. And a lot of these guys have 30-year sentences. Some guys I talk to has 15 years down. He has another 14 years. And I tell them that, listen, the path to the kingdom, sometimes you have to get beat over the head by our Creator and put into places that you wouldn't think you would ever go, so that He gets your attention. He's getting your attention. And however it is that you guys are falling into the Scriptures, that you guys are falling into the way of the kingdom, that is our Creator. And if you guys have eyes to see and ears to hear, be thankful and prayerful that our Creator has reached out to you, has opened your eyes, has softened your heart, and has picked you to be part of the kingdom path, because this family is amazing. The people that are in Torah, the people that we hang around with that we consider family, are amazing. And how do you know who is your family? Messiah said it. He says, those who are doing the will of our Creator, my Father, those are your family. And so everyone around us, especially on this channel, these are our family. And there's a lot of family out there that is looking for the kingdom, that is looking for the path. And it is up to us, all of us out there, not to be introverts. We have to be extroverts. We have to go out there, and we have to get out of our comfort zone. And on the Yah website, we've always had this little thing that says donations. And number one is we don't take donations. But when you read it, what it says is that if you will take somebody and find somebody and give them a big hug and share with them the love of our Messiah and the love of our Elohim, and share with them the Torah, something they've never heard. You're not going to hear this with street preachers. You're not going to hear this on any preachers on YouTube. You just don't hear it. The Paul Washers and all the John MacArthurs and all these guys, it is all about, it's not works-based salvation. And works-based salvation is, like James says, He will show you His faith by His works. And that is what we are all called to do. And so as we go over these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we try to get them into your heart, mind, and soul, these are the commandments that will make everything in life way better. And if nothing else, it will make your afterlife extremely well. And so here we go. All right. What do you have, Mystical?
Jeremy says, if you turn and repent, it matters not your past.
Absolutely.
And then Chris, Bobby Z, from the Bobby Z channel, says, disciplines those he loves.
Absolutely.
And Jeannie Not of This World says, it's a calling. After we get beat over the head, lol.
Yeah, and it is a calling. And that is the thing. And if you guys have eyes to see and ears to hear, and you are in Torah, a lot of these guys that I'm talking to in prison, right, they have a long time before they are ever going to get out. And so just be thankful that, and a lot of them, they got in there for, it's not innocent crimes, but it's the same kind of things that a lot of us would do, and they ended up getting a very tremendous amount of time. And so just be glad that our Creator didn't send us down that road to get our attention like He sent a lot of these brothers and sisters to get this. An emissary of Elohim is in here. What's up, brother? And to his little baby daughter, much love, dear sis. All right, here we go, boys. Let's go. Number 1, be fruitful.
Multiply.
Replenish the earth.
Subdue it, have dominion over the fish, fowl, and every living creature.
They are bearing and every for food.
Men and women should build their own families.
Master sin.
Every clean moving thing that lives shall be food for you.
Do not eat the blood.
Walk before me and be perfect.
Guard Yahuwah's laws, statutes, and commandments.
Times 53. Over 53 times, guys, were reiterated in the Torah alone.
Every male shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah.
Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover, Pesach.
Keep the feast of unleavened bread, Matzah.
There is one Torah for the stranger and one for the Hebrew.
Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah.
There are no mighty ones before Yahuwah.
You shall not make graven image.
Do not bring Yahuwah's name on it.
Keep the Sabbath day.
Honor your parents.
Do not kill.
Do not break wedlock.
Do not steal.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not covet anything of your neighbors.
Do not make an altar from rock that a tool has touched.
Do not go up to the altar by the steps.
If a man steal cattle, he shall restore it 5 times.
Yahuwah's laws for criminals.
Do not lie with beasts.
No sacrifices to other gods.
Do not oppress a stranger, fatherless, or widow.
Do not charge your brother interest.
If you borrow your neighbor's raiment, return it to him before sunset.
Do not curse the ruler of your people.
Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
No false reports.
Do not follow a multitude of evil.
Do not judge unrighteously against the poor.
Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray.
Help the animals of your enemy.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Take no bribes.
Do not oppress the stranger. Do not oppress the stranger. Love the stranger.
Give your land rest in the 7th year.
Do not mention any pagan names.
Keep the feast of Yahuwah.
Do not cook your goat in his mother's milk.
Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you.
Do not bow down to other Elohim.
Serve Yahuwah.
Make no covenant with other Elohim or outsiders of the land.
Do not make or use anointing oil on a normal person.
Do not make use this perfume on a normal person.
Do not eat the fat.
You are going to do.
Return what is your neighbor's.
Obey Yahuwah's dietary laws.
Women's time of separation.
Obey Yahuwah's hygiene laws.
Keep the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippuriim.
Do not uncover the nakedness of your family.
Do not take your woman's sister for wife.
Do not lie with a woman in her uncleanness.
You shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Do not be a sodomite.
Be holy.
Do not reap the corners of your field, or you shall not glean your vineyard.
Do not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor.
Do not lie or be a liar.
Pay your workers for the day's wage they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
Do not endanger your neighbor.
Do not hate your brother.
Do rebuke your neighbor for his sin.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Do not diverse your cattle.
Do not mingle your seed.
Do not mingle linen and wool.
Do not lie with a taken woman.
Do not eat with fruit of the trees for 3 years.
Do not practice sorcery.
Do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Do not cut yourself with the dead.
Do not get tattoos.
Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not temple.
Do not consult a medium.
Respect your elders.
Have correct weights and measures.
Do not walk in the manners of the nation.
Keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, on account.
Keep the feast of trumpets, Yom Torah.
Keep the feast of Sukkot, Shimni Atzaret.
If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Repay injury for injury.
Honor the Jubilee year.
Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you have trespassed against.
The Torah of being a Nazir.
Wear tzitzit on the 4 corners of your garments,
The laws of whoever touches the corpse.
Follow Yahuwah's laws of inheritance.
or of keeping your oath to Yahuwah.
Do not add or take away from the word.
Guard your soul.
Learn to fear Yahuwah.
You shall love Yahuwah with all your heart.
Bind the laws upon your hand and the frontlets between your eyes.
Write the laws on your doorposts.
Do not tempt Yahuwah.
Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah.
Do not be afraid of your enemies.
Remember Yahuwah.
Circumcise your heart.
Cleave to Yahuwah.
Swear by his name.
Destroy graven images.
Do not make an idol of Yahuwah, as the pagans do their Elohim.
Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with.
Do not do what is right in your own eyes.
Do not hearken to the words of the false prophets.
Do not make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
You shall not eat any abominable thing.
You shall give to a stranger of clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not eat of it.
Give tithe of your increased seed year by year.
Laws of the end of the 7-year release.
Do not borrow from the nations.
Do not harden your heart nor shut your hand from the poor.
Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar.
3 times a year all males shall appear before Yahuwah.
You shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Do not plant afteroff poles near the altar.
There must be 2 or 3 witnesses.
Hearken unto the prophet Yahuwah has chosen.
Prophet test of Deuteronomy.
Do not remove your neighbor's property line.
How to deal with a false witness among Torah keepers.
The first child is to get double portions.
If your brother's cattle or clothes are lost and you find them, you must return them.
A woman should not wear what pertains to a man, nor a man wear what pertains to a woman.
If you find a bird's nest with a mother and the babies or eggs, take the babies, but not the mother.
If you build a new house with a flat roof that the elderly lived on, you must put a railing around it.
Do not be a prostitute. Do not be a prostitute.
Do not use dirty money.
Law of divorce.
Do not take a person's millstone for a pledge.
If you lend your brother, do not enter his house to get your payment. He must bring it to you. Return his clothing before sunset, if that was his pledge.
Do not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Do not go back for the forgotten sheep in the field. Leave it for the stranger, fatherless, and widow.
Do not muzzle your ox when he treads out grain.
If your brother dies and has no child, you shall take his wife and name the firstborn after your brother.
At the end of the 7 years, you are to read the Torah at the Feast of Sukkot. All right, Ms. Nicole, do we have anything else going on there?
Nope.
All right, I saw CA in there.
Yep.
Greetings to UCA. Anyone else new in there?
Philly.
Philly. Hey, Philly, what's going on?
And he said emissary already.
And emissary. I saw emissary.
Okay.
All right. All right. And so we are beginning what we do every week, and we are currently reading in the book of Genesis. And so as we are rolling, what do you have, Mr. Cole?
Chris wants to know, would a statue of Mary be considered a heaven image?
Yeah, that'd be an idol. That would definitely be an idol. That is, there's nowhere in Torah that we're ever told to make.
Oh, it says graven image.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely a graven image, and that's something maybe we should talk about a little bit, because we had a dear sis that was she wanted to get like a manicure or pedicure, one of those girly things or something of the sort, and she was conflicted about it because inside of the little shop in there was a Buddha doll or something of the sort, one of those graven images, and she was conflicted about it, and I had to think on this for a little bit, and I still don't know if I gave her the best advice on this or not. But here's the gig, and she wanted to know whether or not she should have it done where there was this Buddha doll in there. And that's the thing, is we live in a world right now of graven images, and the graven images are all around us. You can go to your park, and they have images of guys. They have like statues of guys in there. There's statues of people everywhere. Go down the road of, if you wouldn't have your girly stuff done because of the Buddha doll, well, if you go to a restaurant and you have somebody with rosary beads and a picture of Mother Mary around her neck, that's the same kind of stuff, right? It is the same. And for the Catholics, they actually worship Mother Mary. They pray to Mother Mary. It's really a conflicting religion when it comes to scriptures, because it completely conflicts everything. And and that's the thing also, is we're told to destroy graven images. To go down that path, because we're all in captivity right now, then we're all going to end up in jail, because the images are everywhere, especially here in South America. They have statues of gold stuff everywhere. They have all sorts of stuff. It's a really bad world that we are in, and our Creator has told us that we are not to have pagan images. But the difference is, if one thing is if you went into like Buddha's nail and hair salon or something of that sort. The other thing is if somebody that works there has like a little Buddha doll in the corner. I don't think we're going to be able to get away from this kind of stuff. It's just everywhere. And here's for anybody that's in the United States of America, look at the back end of your $1 bill. On the back side of your $1 bill, which most people have in their wallet, which is pressed right against their backside or in wherever they're having it, there's an all-seeing eye of Satan. It's on the top of the pyramids. You're walking around with Satan's eye that is looking down on everyone, right? We call them little Nimrods. You got Nimrods in your pocket. And everything about our society, everything about our world is now anti-Yah, and it's evil and it's demonic. But, the advice I had to her was, it's probably okay to go in there, even though the advice of the scriptures is we are told to be separated from the world. But we are all in captivity. We are dispersed across the four lands of the world. And it's now our people are starting to wake up. At some point, there's going to be a second Exodus. At some point, we are going to be called over to Jerusalem. At some point, we are going to get to see our Messiah come. And then when we see the guy in the corner with the Buddha, then we drag him outside the city gates and we kill him. That's how we work that, right? And if you see some guy in the backyard building up an Asherah pole, we just go and we put a bag over his head, take him outside the gates and beat him up and kill him, right? I mean, that's what we are called to do. We are supposed to rid ourselves of evil in our midst, but a lot of us are in captivity and a lot of us are there. Okay, so anyway.
Brother Glenn wanted to know if you read his comment to her on that, and I don't know if you did.
No, which comment? In our Telegram group?
Yeah. And he basically says, unless you bow down to it in front of the Buddha and purchase one of these statues, there'd be no reason not to go into their business, unless you're doing what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Emissary was just talking right there. What was the last comment he made? There, it disappeared.
Not even supposed to touch pork.
Yeah.
Yet people will go into a restaurant and have someone make them food that just made pork. Yep. And likely on the same cooking surface. Yeah,
absolutely. The same surface of frying up the pork stuff. And, going down the pork road, there's, all of the, like the medicine that we have, there is pork in literally all sorts of stuff, like the gelatin capsules. One of our brothers on YouTube here, he's a doctor, and he was trying to, one of my kids gets headaches quite bad, and he told us to get some CoQ10 of the sort.
CQ10.
CQ10. And he posted me a picture of what he took, and Miss Nicole went and looked at it, and it had it was pork gelatin on the outside of the things. The capsules are pork on it. And so, you know, that's the trickery that these guys have, that there is literally pork in all of this stuff. And that's what we have to do to be set apart is yeah, you know, that's the thing about restaurants and all of this stuff is we are contaminated with stuff, and it's really a sick world we're coming to, that we're in. And the good news is that we're not always going to be in this world. The good news is that when we have a second Exodus, when Messiah comes and saves the flesh that will be left, then we can change everything, and we don't have to be hanging out with people that have a Buddha doll. We're definitely not going to have anybody cooking pork. They just would not have it. Everybody's going to be keeping the Shabbat. Everybody's going to be keeping the appointed times of our Creator. We're all going to be in sync. And for those of us that are confused on certain dates and certain things on the calendar, our Messiah is going to come back and he's going to explain this all to us. We're going to go, oh, and I don't think there's any one of us out there that have this 100% right. But the fact that we are attempting to do this and attempting to have obedience, again, doesn't make us holier than holy. And that's the first thing that Christians will always say, like, Jason, oh, you are so prideful keeping those laws. Oh, you're gonna burn for that one, Jason. And I'm like, why am I gonna burn if I'm trying to do what our Creator says to do? And when you attempt to do what our Creator says to do, you realize how bad we've all been doing it, and you realize how bad we were. And that's the point, is we are trying to get holier than what we used to be. We're trying to get in sync with the wishes of our Creator, and all we can do is thank our Creator that he's patient and he's loving. And if he wasn't, all of us would be burned to a crisp a long time ago, because we've all fallen from grace. We've all fallen out of obedience. And again, most of us woke up not in Torah. Most of us woke up right in Babylon, watching filthy movies, doing terrible stuff, eating the wrong foods, pepperoni pizzas, things of that nature. We didn't know. We just didn't know. I didn't know. My mom was a hardcore Christian. They never taught me this in church, and then we definitely weren't taught to read our Bibles. They picked and chose various places to read from. Mostly Paul said that. And when you understand Scriptures, if you're taking the words of Paul over the words of our Creator, you're making a very big mistake. And so let us get into Genesis 46. All right. Great conversations, guys. Great conversations. We love you guys out there. This is the fun of doing this stuff live, is because we have a lot of awesome folks out there, a lot of family out there, and we do appreciate you guys. All right. I am going to take the comments off. Mr. Cole, let me know anything awesome happens in there. Okay, here we go. And Kate, you maybe give us a refresher where we were. What happened last week?
So the most recent thing is we knew just Reels himself. He basically, after they took Benjamin, after he was there, had a huge dramatic fast.
Who's he?
Joseph.
Okay.
You can read about the entire story more in Jasher, of how the whole thing went down, how they're about to kill everyone in Egypt, how Pharaoh's freaking out and all that. But what we know is that now they hear about it, they go back. Joseph fills all the sacks full of stuff, just gives them lots of gifts, says go see my dad, go bring him back down here, there's plenty of food, there's a land just for you guys can live next to me, it'll be great, you guys come down. And so Jacob's like, oh, that sounds great, let's go see my son.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, first one. And Yisrael departed with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and brought offerings to the Elohim of his father Yitzchak. And Elohim spoke to Yisrael in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here I am. And he said, I am the Elohim of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Mitzrayim, for I shall make you there into a great nation. I myself am going down with you to Mitzrayim, and I myself shall certainly bring you. And let Joseph put his hand on your eyes. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Yisrael brought their father Jacob, and their little ones, and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to transport him. And they took their livestock and their property, which they had acquired in the land of Canaan, and came to Mitzrayim, Jacob and all his seed with him, his son and his son's sons, his daughters and his son's daughters, and all his seed he brought with him to Mitzrayim. And these were the names of the children of Yisrael, Jacob and his sons, who came into Mitzrayim. Reuben was Jacob's firstborn, and the sons of Reuben, Kanak and Palu, and Ketzron and Carmi, and the sons of Shimon, Yemuel, and Yamin, and Ohad, and Yakin, and Zohar, and Shaul, son of a Canaanite woman. And the sons of Lui, Gershon, Kehath, and Merari. And the sons of Yehuda, and Onan, and Shelah, and Peretz, and Zerach. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Peretz were Ketzron and Kemuel. And the sons of Issachar, Tola, and Puah, and Yov, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered, and Elon, and Yakleel. These are the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob in Padan Aram, with his daughter Dinah. All the beings, his sons and his daughters, were 33. And the sons of Gad, Zihon, I think, and Kagai, Shuni, and Etzbon, Eri, and Ardai, and Areli. And I'm probably slaughtering the names of these things. We are the translators of this. We are actually the scribes of this. Not the translators, but we are the scribes, and we read this stuff all day long, and I still don't know if we actually get these names right compared to this. And so this bottom scriptures is called the Scriptures of Yah, and I fear that this reading is going to be one of these dry readings where we are going through lineage only, and so there's a couple of these where they are kind of dry, but let's continue on. And the sons of Ashur, Yimnah, and Yishwa, and Yishwi, and Beriah, and Serek, their sister, and the sons of Beriah, Keber, and Melchiah. These were the sons of Zippah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bore to Jacob, 16 beings. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph, and Benjamin. And to Joseph in the land of Mitzrayim were born Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asnath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bore to him. And the sons of Benjamin, Bela, and Becher, and Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ekai, and Rosh, Mupin, and Kupin, and Ard. I don't know how they came up with these names, but they must mean something for everybody out there. These were the sons of Rachel, who were born to Jacob, 14 beings in all. Okay, now, Eli pointed to the top.
Yeah, because it goes on for a while, so might as well like try and catch up.
All
on
right,
the top.
so we are heading up to the top, and it's probably going to be much of the same. And again, sorry for the dry reading. Sometimes in scriptures there's a little bit of dry reading, but the importance of lineage is because lineage, the way the Bible and the scriptures are set up, is it takes us all the way into Matthew to where we have the lineage of our Messiah, and we can see exactly where things have come and where things have gone. And it's not just like, well, this guy's here, this guy's there. It gives you the lineages, and it gives you them over and over and over again. And so we want to be precise in that because we want to know where our Messiah came from. Okay, here we go. And we're at the top, and this is a Targum's versions of this. It's just another translation of this. And Israel journeyed with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to the Elohim of his father Yishak. And Yahuwah spake to Yisrael in a prophecy of night and said, Jacob. And he said, behold, me. And he said, I am Elohim, the Elohim of thy father. Fear not to go down into Mitzrayim on account of the servitude I have decreed with Abraham. For a great people will I make thee there. I am he who in my word will go down with thee in Mitzrayim. I will regard the affliction of thy children. My word shall bring thee up from thence, and cause thy children to come up. But Yosef, is in Hebrew, shall lay his hand upon thy. And Jacob arose from Beersheba, and his son and the sons of Israel journeyed with Jacob their father, their little ones, their wives, and the wagon which Pharaoh had sent to carry them. They took their possessions and the substance that they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Mizraim. Jacob and all his sons with him, his sons and his sons' children with him, his daughters and the daughters of his sons, and all his seed came with him to Mizraim. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came into Mizraim. Jacob his sons, the firstborn of Jacob, Reuben, and the sons of Reuben, Hanok and Phalu, Hetzron and Carmi. The sons of Shimeon, Jemuel and Jamin, Oked, Jachin, Sokar, and Shaul. He is Zimri, who made the work of the Canaanites in, I hate that word, I don't even know how to say that word, right? Yeah, Hittim. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kehath, and Merari. The sons of Jehudah, Onan, Shelah, Peretz, and Zerach. But and Onan died on account of their evil work in the land of Canaan. And Shelah and Zerach had no children in the land of Canaan. But the sons of Peretz, who went down to Mitzrayim, were Hetzron and Kemuel, the sons of Issachar, sages and masters of reasoning. Their names are Phua, Job, and Shimron, the sons of Zebulun, merchants, masters of the commerce, nourishing their brethren, the sons of Issachar, and receiving a reward like theirs. And their names were Sered, Elon, and Jahleel. These are the sons of Leah, whom she bare unto Jacob. All the souls of his sons and his daughter, 30 and 3. And the children of Gad, Sephron, Haggai, Suni, Esbon, Erodi, and Ereli. The children of Asher, Yimna, Yishva, Yishvi, Beriah, and Sarak, their sister, who was carried away while alive into the Garden of Eden, because she announced to Jacob that Joseph still lived. Anyone have any idea on that? Why would it have the Garden of Eden? Why would that
confused me when I read that.
Yeah, that's really strange. So somebody who mentioned to who? She had announced to Jacob that Joseph was still alive, so somebody gave it away.
And he took her away.
Yeah, well, they owned her. Did they own her, or where'd she go? Carried away alive into the garden because she had announced to Jacob that Joseph still lived. So this is like the big dark family secret. It sounds like somebody snitched. So finally, yeah, there were some clues I think that Jacob had that Joseph was still alive. All right, it was she who saved the inhabitants of the city Abel from the judgment of death in the days of Joab. I don't know anything on that either. The sons of Bera who went down into Mitzrayim were Heber and Malkiel, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and she bare them to Jacob, 16 souls, the sons of Rahel, the wife of Jacob, Joseph and Benjamin. And to Joseph were born 2 sons in the land of Mitzrayim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Dinah. See, again, that can't be. Again, this is one of these things, guys, where it is. This is the reason that we won't be reading the Targums after Genesis, is because there's too much stuff and there's too much weird stuff, and so I don't want to confuse those out there on this kind of stuff. But I do not think Asenath was the daughter of Dinah. Okay, just throw that in there.
That doesn't make a lot of sense either.
It doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense at all. Why would Dinah be over there in Egypt with Potiphar, the high priest of On? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, spit the bones out. That was a bone, I think. Okay. Educated in the house of Potiphar, prince of Tanis, Bear, Manasseh and Ephraim, the sons of Benjamin, 10, and their names according to the interpretation of Joseph, his brother, Bela, who was swallowed up from him, Baker, who was the chosen of his mother, Eshbal, who went into captivity, who became a sojourner in a foreign land, Naaman, who was pleasant and honorable, Aki, who had a twin brother, the son of his mother, Rosh, who was a chief in his father's house, Mupin, who was sold into Muf, Chupin, because at the time he was separated from him, he was the son of 18 years and eligible for marriage, Chupa, Thalamus, Nupitalis. I have no idea what I'm saying, folks. And Ered, who descended into Mitzrayim. These are the children of Rahel, who were born into Jacob. For all the souls, 14. All right. Now we're this whole chapter's this way, isn't it? Yeah. Is there anything interesting at all in this?
I'm like almost out of it.
All right. Kate gave me the good news. We're almost done with this. So, all right, here we go. And going back to the scriptures of Yahuwah at the bottom. And the son of Dan, Cusham, and the sons of Naphtali, Yah, Ketzeel, and Guni, and Yetzer, and Shillem. These were the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to Rachel, his daughter, and she bore them to Jacob, 7 beings in all. All the beings who went with Jacob to Mitzrayim, who came from his body, besides Jacob's sons' wives, were 66 beings in all. I find it real interesting that it was a 33 and a 66 in that. And for anybody that studies occult stuff, the occult people love 33 and they love 66. And in fact, they will have all of these hoaxes on TV, and you'll see 33 people died, or sent down 33 things here and there. It's just they love their signs and symbols. So I found that very interesting. I thought I'd throw that in there. 27. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Mitzrayim, were 2 beings. All the beings of the house of Jacob, who went to Mitzrayim, were 70. And he sent Yehuda before him to Joseph, to point out before him the way to Goshen. And they came to the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to Goshen to meet his father Yisrael. And he appeared to him. and fell on his neck and wept on his neck a long time. And Israel said to Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen your face that you are still alive. And Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, I am going up to inform Pharaoh and say to him, my brothers and those of my father's house who were in the land of Canaan have come to me. And the men all the men are shepherds, that they have been men of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall be when Pharaoh calls and says, what is your occupation? That you shall say, your sons have been men of livestock from our youth even till now, both we also and our fathers, so that you dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination to the Mitzrites. All right, heading back up to our somewhat bony Targums. The sons of Dan, able men are armed, are merchants, of whose numbers there is no end or sum. And the sons of Naphtali, Jekzeel, Guni, Jetzer, and Shillem. These are the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to Rahel, to his daughter, and she bare them unto Jacob. All the souls 7, which went into Mitzrayim with Jacob, which had come forth from his thigh, besides the wives of Jacob's sons, all the souls were 66. But the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Mitzrayim, were 2 souls. And Joseph, who was in Mitzrayim, and Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, who was born among the hills in their journey to Mitzrayim. The sum of all the souls of the house of Jacob, who came to Mitzrayim, 70. Did we just have more? Did it say 70 in the last one?
It said 66, but if you include Jochebed and Joseph and his 2 sons, it's 70.
70, nice. Okay, there we go. And he sent Jehudah before him to Joseph to indicate the way before him, to subdue the pillars of the earth, to provide him a house of dwelling in Goshen. And they came to the land of Goshen. And I don't know why I read this other version of this, because it just says, to prepare him a place of habitation in Goshen. It's literally the same thing. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel, his father, in Goshen. And his father, before he recognized him, worshipped him, and thus became liable to be shortened or cut off in his years. That's interesting, isn't it? Why would he worship him? That's
Maybe he didn't realize it was Joseph coming.
But I mean, these guys all get down and do obeisance to all these guys. That's the nature of their society. It's not like they're worshiping them. So this is more oddness in this book. Let's continue on.
I don't think he was liable to shorten his years. He lived like, what, 110 or something?
He lived a long time. Okay. And he wondered and beheld him, and fell upon his neck, and wept still upon his neck, because he had worshipped him. And Israel said to Joseph, if at this time I die, I am comforted, for with the death that the righteous die shall I die, after seeing thy face, because thou art yet alive. And Joseph said to his brother and his father's house, I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and say to him, my brethren and my father's house from the land of Canaan have come to me. The men are pastors of sheep, for they are men. They are men, the masters of flocks, and their sheep and oxen, and all that they have brought. And it must be, when Pharaoh calleth, tell me, what is your work? You must say, thy servants have been masters of flocks from our youth until now, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen, because of the Mitzrayim reject all shepherds. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that was kind of dry reading, guys, but it was reading nonetheless. And Ms. Nicole, did anything happen in the chat?
No.
Everybody's quiet.
We were discussing water.
Water. Okay. Anything interesting, or is that it?
That's it.
You'll leave me in mystery. All right. All right. Well, guys, that is it. That is it for the day. I wish I had a little more excitement into this, but it does not. Next week will be a little more exciting. Usually, once we make it through the lineages, unless we're doing Chronicles, it's not so bad. And yeah, we love you guys very, very much. And Eli, let us get ready to finish off this real quick. Go ahead and hit it.
I'm trying to.
And Philly did say, she's like, I gotta find it again. Lineage is so important because some lineages are not human. Like now, in the days of Noah with the sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 2019 and 2020, life became a lot different. Things are not what they used to be. And things are a little odd. You guys know what I mean. Okay, Eli, set us away.
Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, this is how you brought the children of Israel. Say to them, Yahuwah brought you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall brought them.
Okay. All right, guys. We are going to end it with the song, and we rend the heaven? Sure. Let's rend it. All right, guys. We love you guys.
And we apologize for the dogs if they start barking.
That you would rend the heavens and come down. innocence. Let your fire burn, let the waters pour. Let your name be known to this generation and come down. That you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Will you restrain yourself any longer? Don't hide your face in your anger. When Jerusalem is oppressed by the nations, the place of your throne, a desolation, come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. There will be thunder in Jerusalem. Like a lion you will roar. Indeed you're angry for the sake of Zion. And all the nations they will know when you come down. You come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, come Indeed we have sinned, and we need saving. All our righteousness is erased. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, but you prepared for those who wait. When you come down.
All right, everybody, may Yahweh bless you and keep you. May his light forever shine upon you. May his grace find you. May you be always obedient in this Torah. May you always find his love, and may you find Mashiach, our Yahushua, who is going to be our king, who is going to be our friend, who's going to be our leader. And may you guys forever have a great week. Much love to you all. We love you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.